there, guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports Premier League show. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and as per usual, I'll be giving you all the roundup and results and also reviewing the games. And remember, don't forget to check out the main show itself, a Dash of Sports. That's where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories. So when that drops this week, make sure that you check that out. In fact, press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And with that being said, let's just jump straight into it. Starting off with West Ham pumping Leicester 4-1 as West Ham's goal scorers run riot with goals from Pablo Fornals, Said Benrahma and 2 goals from Mikel Antonio. And a consolation goal for Leicester scored by Yuri Tielemans. Mikel Antonio scored 2 late goals and made another to become West Ham United's record goal scorer and to take the Hammers top of the early Premier League table with a 4-1 victory over Leicester. Antonio became West Ham's highest Premier League goal scorer with his 48th top-flight goal when he shot on the turn with 10 minutes remaining. He then celebrated his landmark strike with a cardboard cutout of himself, which was typical of the man that loves celebrating in front of the crowd. And then 4 minutes later, the striker superbly scored another to make it West Ham's 4th of the evening. West Ham now top the table with goals scored from Chelsea and Liverpool on 6 points, while Leicester dropped to 12th on 3 points. And now moving on to Southampton versus Manchester United in a game that United needed a win or a draw to equal Arsenal's Premier League record of 20 successive unbeaten away matches with a 1-1 draw at Southampton. After having a positive start, it was the visitors that came to regret their missed opportunities as Southampton went ahead in the 30th minute when a Shea Adams shot deflected in off Fred. But then Man United levelled 10 minutes into the second half with a low finish from Greenwood after Pogba had created an opening with his 5th assist of the season. But it was Southampton who nearly claimed the 3 points at the end. David De Gea denied Adam Armstrong with an instinctive parry after Shea Adams played in the striker on the 74th minute. Neither teams would have been happy with the shared points, but shared points nonetheless. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Tottenham Hotspur as Dele Alli scored a first half penalty for Tottenham to make it a winning return to Molineux for former Wolves head coach Nuno Espirito Santo. Spurs broke the deadlock in the 9th minute when midfielder Dele Alli side-footed home from the spot after being fouled by Jose Sarr. Adama Traore had a gilt-edged charge to equalise, but once again, as he's often been accused of being wasteful in the final third, missed a great chance to make it 1-1. Spurs substitute Harry Kane made his first appearance of the season, nearly making it 2-0, but his 81st minute effort was saved by Sarr. His appearance also intensified further the rumours of whether or not he'll be staying, but with an appearance made, it looks like he could be staying. Who knows? And then moving on out to the Emirates as Arsenal hosted their first London derby to their rivals Chelsea. That's if Arsenal can still consider themselves as rivals. Nonetheless, Chelsea came to the Emirates to add to Arsenal's woes by beating them 2-0 as Romelu Lukaku made a dream return for Chelsea with a goal on his second debut as Thomas Tuchel's side maintained their winning start of the 2021-2022 Premier League season with a 2-0 victory at the Emirates. Lukaku only took 15 minutes to score his first goal in his second spell with the Blues, sweeping home a Reece James inviting delivery from close range. Reece James then doubled Chelsea's lead in the 35th minute, controlling a pass from fellow academy graduate Mason Mount before rifling the ball beyond goalkeeper Bernd Leno. Romelu Lukaku might have added his second and Chelsea's third, but then Leno produced a superb save to turn the striker's bullet header from Mount's cross onto the crossbar. All in all, a dominant performance by Chelsea, a dominant performance by Romelu Lukaku, who demonstrated that he's back. And for Arsenal, man, a woeful and pitiful performance. Any more of these kind of performances and results, I reckon it's going to be Arteta out, man. He's definitely going to get the sack. Former Premier League champions Liverpool versus Burnley as Diego Jota and Sadio Mane each scored as Liverpool made it 2 wins from 2, beating Burnley 2-0 at Anfield. Liverpool struck in either half in front of their first capacity Anfield crowd since their title-winning 2019-2020 season. Liverpool went ahead in the 18th minute when Jota headed in from Konstantinos Tsimikas' cross for his second goal in as many matches. And after a number of efforts, Mane finally got his goal in the 69th minute when he turned in Trent Alexander-Arnold's pass to seal the win. Despite the rough and tough WWE antics from Burnley, Liverpool still managed to get away with all 3 points and another clean sheet. Aston Villa versus Newcastle, as we witnessed a spectacular goal from Danny Ings which helped Villa win their first match of the Premier League season. Danny Ings marked his Aston Villa home debut with a memorable goal in the host 2-0 victory over Newcastle United. Newcastle dominated earlier on and went close in the 5th minute when Callum Wilson dragged his shot wide from a one-on-one with Emiliano Martinez. After Ings had missed an earlier chance, the striker scored a spectacular goal in the first half of stoppage time. A long throw was flicked on by Tyrone Mings to the striker, who produced a brilliant overhead kick past Freddie Woodman. Villa then doubled their lead on the hour mark after Jamal Lascelles' handball had given the home side a penalty that Anwar El Ghazi converted. Despite Danny Ings missing a late chance to add to his second, Aston Villa still went on to claim their first win of the Premier League season, leaving Newcastle still seeking their first point. And now moving on to Crystal Palace versus Brentford, which ended in a stalemate in a game that left Vieira frustrated as Brentford claimed the point. The Bees continued their unbeaten start to the season with a goalless draw at Selhurst Park, denying Crystal Palace head coach Patrick Vieira a first win of the season. And with the early exit of Crystal Palace out of the cup midweek and no wins in the Premier League, could we be seeing the new signs of pressure for the Crystal Palace manager Patrick Vieira? Leeds versus Everton, which ended as a Desmond in a game that we witnessed a superb strike by Rafinha, who earned Leeds United a 2-2 draw with Everton in an entertaining contest in front of a packed Ellen Road in the Premier League for the first time since May 2004. Dominic Calvert-Lewin gave the visitors a lead from the penalty spot on the half-hour mark after the striker was adjudged to have been fouled by Liam Cooper following a VAR review. The lead was then cancelled out shortly before half-time as Patrick Bamford and Mateus Click linked well before the latter dinked the ball past Jordan Pickford. Everton started the second half well and restored their advantage 5 minutes after the restart with Damari Gray, who fired low past Ilya Mesnia to score his first goal for the club. However, Rafael Benitez's team were pegged back for a second time as Rafinha's rasping effort with 18 minutes remaining made it 3 goals in 3 matches for the Brazilian against Everton. Moise Kean and Michael Keane were both denied in the second half of stoppage time as the spoils were shared. Manchester City versus Norwich City, as Jack Grealish marked his home debut with a goal as the champions beat Norwich 5-0 to claim their first points of the season. Not to say that Man City needed any additional help in this game, but it did start off with an own goal from Tim Krul, followed by a goal from Jack Grealish, Emerick Laporte, Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez. This marked a repeat score of the two sides' previous meeting in July last year. And last but not least, Brighton versus Watford, with a man-of-the-match performance from Yves Bissouma, as Duffy and Maupay extended Brighton's winning start. Shane Duffy and Neil Maupay scored first half goals as Brighton and Hove Albion beat Watford 2-0 at the Amex Stadium to claim victories for their opening 2 matches of the top flight season for the first time. Watford grew into the match after the break. Tom cleverly forced a smart save from Robert Sanchez while substitute Troy Deeney headed narrowly wide late on, but Brighton held onto their clean sheet, much to the delight of their returning home fans. And there we have it for this week. Done and dusted, match week 2. Now before I go, let's just double check the league table. I know it's still early days, only 2 games on the board. It's nice to see the surprise occupant of the number 1 spot, West Ham United, right up there, top of the league, and followed by Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton in 4th place, Spurs in 5th, and then the rest of the teams following down, as you can see, Man United, Everton, Brentford, and the list goes on all the way down in 19th place. I know it's only 2 games, but Arsenal, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Is it Arteta in or is it Arteta out? Let me know, man. Put your comments down below and let me know. Anyway, let me know how you felt about week 2. Did your team win, lose or draw? And how are you feeling about your team so far this season? And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment and help me to get these subs up. I truly appreciate your love and support with that. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And don't forget to check out the main show itself, A Dash of Sports. That's where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories. So don't forget to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And with that being said, until the next time here on A Dash of Sports Premier League show, peace.